Hey guys, we just wanted to take a second to let you know that GMM is up for Show of the Year at the Streamy Awards.
But we need your votes and tweets to win.
You can vote by tweeting, I vote for hashtag Good Mythical Morning for Show of the Year at the hashtag Streamies, or you can vote by clicking on the link in the description.
Now your tweets have to include hashtag Good Mythical Morning, the word vote, and hashtag Streamies. You can also retweet our tweet, and that will count as a vote.
Voting continues through September 17th, and you can tweet vote 100 times per day.
Press pause now and do it. Let's show the world what mythical beasts are made of.
Thanks for being your mythical best.
Puppies.
Well, and puppies that have been compromised a little bit, but they still move real good, and they got real good balance.
Yep,
like
25%
tripods.
25% off. And if you call right now, we'll throw in a pile of puppy legs.
Yeah,
for free.
No, we're not throwing those in. We're using those for the
stew.
No.
For the what?
I don't have anything.
What are you using the puppy legs for?
Like
a building set.
Props.
No, like you could like. It's
we
like,
actually have used
it's
actual.
Like Lincoln logs, but Lincoln dog legs.
We've used dog legs as props before in a video. You can actually find them on the internet along with the blood.
I am excited to know that we get to begin a relationship with Father Sebastian. A couple of things I didn't mention. Welcome to Good Mythical More. He has 2 letters of his name are the same letter back to back. I love people like that. The last 2 A's in his name are back to back. Father Sebastian. See that? There's an A in Bass, and then there's 2 A's in Chan. Bastian.
Yeah, I usually call it a double letter.
It's like Firth, the guy who cut open himself and poured yellow fever vomit into it. Something else is, when we go in and if we're going to make an appointment for these, you have to go to New York City to the Halloween Adventure Shop, and you have to go to the pirate section of the store behind a hidden door. And do not email Halloween Adventure about these appointments. Direct all your emails to father@endlessnight.com directly when you want to make your appointment. He travels the world. He has a home in Paris, but the vampire name for Paris is something else. Like
the vampire name for Paris?
Apparently, vampires have other names for cities that we don't know about. I can't say what it is because I don't know about it.
Well, let me ask you some of these questions on vampirewebsite.net/howknowifavampire.html.
Based on my answers already, there's no way I could be a vampire.
Well, first of all,
maybe you.
There's a lot of information at vampirewebsite.net. I mean, there's a vampire jokes section. Oh, yeah. Why is it a bad thing to tell a vampire to get a life?
Because they are dead.
Because they might decide to take yours.
Ooh. Are vampires dead, or they're just constant? They're undead, right? I don't know all the nomenclature. Folklore vampires.
What does a vampire dream of all the time?
Blood, Thanksgiving.
Something warm, hot, and juicy. I mean, this is what?
Ask me some actual questions.
Hold on. That's the joke.
I didn't get it.
It's blowing my mind that this is a thing.
Something warm, hot, and juicy, yeah.
Like, you can't just gloss over that. This is a jokes section link, and the setup for the joke was, what does a vampire dream of all the time? That was the setup, and then the punchline
something warm, hot, and
was
juicy.
Something warm, hot, and juicy.
It's not.
And
funny.
there's nothing else to it.
But if we were vampires, it would be funny. Did you find it funny?
Oh yeah, it was like silent laughter. Like I went into the laughter and I just you didn't hear me because I was just really laughing.
Oh. Are you gonna ask me another? I see there's a joke there that's about 18 sentences long. Don't read that one.
This is pertinent to what you just talked about, and I feel like I'm on the same page. What do you call a vampire with fangs?
Cool looking.
A poser. Straight from vampirewebsite.net. Yeah, you're talking about posers, man.
Listen, Father Sebastian is the real deal.
No, he's not. He's the guy that gives you fake fangs.
Don't listen to him, Father. Listen, I know that you've started all types of gatherings of the largest gatherings of vampires in New Orleans and all over the place. And I know your work, man. You're fabulous. Let's do this. What would I look good in? Because I got a little bit of an overbite and I got like a bunch of crooked teeth down here. Can you fix those at the same time? Like the orthodontist I talked to said they'd have to pull a couple in order to straighten these out, and I wasn't comfortable with that, so I haven't had any work done.
There's a section on this website called super infection. Real vampires can super infect each other, making each other stronger as a vampire.
Cross-pollinating they drink each other.
This is very advanced.
Super infect each other.
Super infection works because it is an endogenous retrovirus. And every time any kind of virus goes to a new host, it mutates a little to adapt to the new host, which is how and why if two vampires do the turning process to each other, they will both become a bit stronger. This is a really awesome website.
Oh, look at the letter from a Slayer. Oh no. It's an email from a real Slayer.
From a vampire slayer?
Yeah.
This is a letter that has been written to me. It's actually an email by a friend of mine that is a slayer. How can you be friends with a slayer if you're a vampire? I guess it's
only through email.
I guess it's 2015, you know. Oh, wow. Back in this is old. Back in 05. This has been happening for decades, man. Dear Steve. Dear Steve. Okay, so I like
vampire named
So like
Steve.
I said, I would write you this letter. It's been making me a nervous wreck, even thinking of writing it. I don't exactly know where to start off. All I can say is that these letters I'm writing to you, you may refer to me as Lynn. Sorry. Okay, number one question.
What are you sorry about?
Everyone who knows about me, not many, is why don't you kill me when you know that I'm a vamp? Answer. Well, first off, Steve should know what I'm saying here. You have obviously not tried to harm anyone in front of me. Believe me, in front of me is a wide area. Okay. Anyhow, back to what I was saying. I am here to protect the innocent. I do not care if you continue to be yourself as long as no one gets hurt on my watch. Question number 2. How do you do it? You're so small. Which is weird. Answer, please don't think small frame people can't be slayers. That, as a vampire, would be the number one mistake. And not a very good feeling one either. Just trust me on that. I opened myself up to Steve one night by crawling into his room, even though he had hacky that he could have tried to kill me, or I could have killed him with it. Picture of hacky as a large knife there, big machete.
That's a good name for a large
And
knife.
I awoke him and told him that I am a slayer because I thought I could trust him. Boy, am I glad I was right. Been best friends ever since. I don't really know what else to write. If I get questions or comments, trust me, I will respond.
Wow, we should. This is a motion picture waiting to happen.
Wow, there's so much.
The vampire and the slayer in a love triangle with blood itself.
It's very
Dawson's Creek.
deep.
Dawson's Creek.
Because she always climbs into his window. There's some kind of parody there.
Or Twilight, where they are vampires and also climb into windows.
Oh.
Or Buffy.
There's a climbing into windows
There's a
scene.
slayer that's involved with a vampire.
Oh, that already happens. Buffy the Vampire Slayer was in love with a vampire.
Angel. Yeah.
Is your bedroom the coldest?
Sarah Michelle Gelligan.
Gilligan. Is your bedroom the coldest and darkest room in the house? This is a question to find out if you're a vampire.
No. My daughter's is. She's also paler than me.
Do you keep all the rooms in your house? I mean, they're all the same temperature. I mean, it's just a thermostat.
I got 2 thermostats, homie.
What temperature is your bedroom set at?
75. Hers is maybe 74.
Really? Do you sleep with a like under the comforter?
I sleep in a coffin.
Oh, that's a good sign.
They didn't even ask that.
You
I
know,
sleep under a sheet and a comforter.
it's funny because I've just realized recently that I got one of those Nest thermostats, you know, the ones that you can like go log in on your phone and like, I could change the temperature in my house right now from my phone.
That's power.
I could freeze my kids out. Man.
Wow.
What's wrong? But I have found that I want
Get out the house, kids. I'm freezing you out.
when I'm going to sleep.
Remotely.
I want it to be one temperature, but then when I wake up in the middle of the night, I want it to be another temperature.
Even colder.
I want it to be even colder.
Yeah.
75 seems way too hot.
Yeah, I've been thinking I need to bring her down.
You might be a vampire. Does anybody else relate to that? Like in the middle of the night, you wake up and you're like, oh, it's hot. But it felt so cold when I went to bed.
It's because the sheets are cold when you get into
Well,
them.
yeah, you're like incubating in there. About to have an egg.
But to have an egg.
Do you always feel a strong urge to travel?
Well, I don't even know if the answer is yes or no, which is more vampire-like. You know, do they even say that? Sometimes I have an urge to travel, yes.
You're a vampire.
Vampires do not like to travel. They like to turn into a bat and fly at night.
What do you think they do when they're flying? They're traveling.
Well, but then they stay at home during the day. This is a bunch of gobbledygook, man. No offense, Father. We should still hang out.
There's just so much information here. He has a section where he talks about how he says how I know. Oh, I gotta read it, and then we'll be done.
The thing is, if Father Sebastian is still watching, because we know he was watching earlier. If he's still watching, why? Like, Father, why are you still watching? I know you got better things to do than still be watching this. After he talked about his thermostat for like a few minutes.
This is why.
Why is anybody watching?
This is why I think I'm a real vampire. They have no desire to use us as lab rats or slaves. Before reading any farther on this website is not made for poser vamps, closed-minded people, or those who think they are or claim to be a vampire because they think the spirit of a vampire entered them at some time, making them a vampire.
Okay, point taken. I'll back off. I'll back off. I'm sorry.
We call those people posers, which they are. They are confused, lost children. This site is not here for them in any way. It is for real vampires, curious people, and open-minded skeptics. The best compliment that you can give to this site is telling all of your friends about it. VampireWebsite.net. VampireWebsite.net. VampireWebsite.net.